Whoa. Before the video starts, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment in the section, let us know your thoughts of what's going on. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I'm Bryce Olden, hosting with Bryce Davis.
What's good?
We're back in building for another episode. First off, how you been, man? We are a couple days out from Christmas.
What, like 4 days?
Something like that, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Doing all right. I'm finally getting used to the cold. I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a couple days it's been like swinging up to 50, and it's like just stay here till we get to spring.
Gotcha.
I can get used to it, and then we're good. But it keeps getting these 50 swings. I'm like, bro, stop it.
That's how you get sick?
I know. You had an event today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did. Went to a wedding. Went to a wedding today. Not my own. Ladies, I am single.
And even if even
if I was getting it, so that's do-rag activities.
Yep.
Congratulations to my friend Makiya and her husband Justin. It was a good ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Small, quaint, intimate. Very good. You can feel the love in the air. I felt like the only single person in the building, dude. But it was good though. You know what I mean? My first winter wedding. Is it winter?
Yeah, it's winter. Yeah.
My first winter wedding. Normally fall.
Yeah, fall or spring
or summer. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was inside. So it wasn't like it was outside. So it was cool.
Yeah, that'd be wild if you had an outdoor wedding in the fall. In the winter, I'm not coming. I can't.
Hey, how do you do it back in the day? Like when people got married, like way back in the day, like I don't know, Game of Thrones time.
I mean,
They got married outside, right?
I mean, if you a peasant, it's whatever.
Like Genghis Khan and his crew. Like,
oh no, they have palaces, bro. We got palaces. We doing this inside.
all right, well, okay. What about like cavemen? Oh, they probably get married.
Nah, cavemen, nah.
We just go together.
Yeah, we just. You got my kids, so
you have my kids.
you got my kids, so I guess we in this.
Yeah. But no, it was good, man. It was good to see it, especially around the holidays and all that kind of stuff. So it was dope. But anyway, man, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Falcons made a tough decision this week. Obviously, they signed Kirk Cousins to that big decision last offseason.
One like $100 million guaranteed or something like that.
$100 million guaranteed. It's time to $180 million contract with $100 million guaranteed, I believe. And in that same offseason, they also drafted Michael Penix Jr. Out of Washington. And after this season, after last week's game, they won, but ugly. They had seen enough.
Yep.
And they decided to make a switch and go with Michael Penix Jr. It should be noted that the Falcons are technically still in the playoff race. So it's not like they can win games and still make the playoffs. So it's not like their season is just beyond reproach. It's not done. But what do you think about the decision to bench Kirk Cousins?
It made sense.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense. We're on a playoff push. We're winning in spite of you. So we got to see if Michael Penix can give us something else, because they're ahead. Are they ahead in the division?
No,
they're not. Okay,
Tampa.
yeah. Okay, so Tampa.
I don't see them catching Tampa.
So Tampa took the division, and it's the NFC, so it's not hard. But like the Rams are pretty scary. They get you bumped out. I think the Cardinals are in the hunt.
Mm-hmm. And so in the NFC West, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks are still in play.
Yeah.
In the NFC North, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Lions are still in play. Most likely all three of those teams will make the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the NFC East, it looks like we're probably going to get maybe Washington and
the Eagles.
The Eagles are still in play. The South is only going to get one team.
Yep.
And I'm thinking it's going to be Tampa.
Yep.
But technically, again, they still mathematically have a chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah. So they got to win out. And I don't know. Like, them benching Kirk Cousins wasn't out of the realm of possibility for me when they got him. We knew he was coming off an injury. We knew that. I mean, you and I said it when they like, you know what you get with Kirk Cousins. You might get a playoff push, and it's probably a first round exit if you get there. So this is just them like, all right, let's just roll the dice on the guy that we drafted in case Kirk Cousins sucked anyway, which he is. Mm-hmm. It made sense to me. It sucks that you paid him $100 million guaranteed, and you got to eat that cash. So if Penix is good, he's still on the books for a year. But you got to roll the dice at this point. You got to see if you can make it in.
And it's funny because that's why when some of these teams make these moves for some of these quarterbacks, like I don't get all like, because it's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
And we know what he is at this point.
Yep.
He's not like I always use it as an example because I feel like a lot of teams always lean on it. It's not a Rich Gannon situation where he's gonna come to your team, become an MVP candidate, and all of a sudden you guys are in the Super Bowl like Rich Gannon was with the Raiders.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. We know what Kirk Cousins is in this point. He's on team number 3 now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Washington said we good.
It didn't work
Vikings
in Minnesota.
said we good.
You know what I mean? Like, and every team has moved on fine without him.
Yep.
I think that if you're Atlanta, like if I'm Atlanta, I would have brought in Kirk Cousins not for playoff purposes. I would have brought him in just to see what we have in our weapons.
Yeah.
Right? We had Desmond Ridder last year, so we can't get an accurate gauge of what Drake London is and what Kyle Pitts is.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're gonna bring in an actual quarterback. Let's see what these guys are.
And we brought in a new coordinator too.
So and a new staff in general, right?
Yeah.
Raheem Moore's the head coach. So let's see what unlocks them, right? Let's
Yeah.
see if Kirk Cousins can unlock them, right? Well, we got the answer. No, he's no different, right? He had a couple games where it's like, all right, but he hasn't unlocked Kyle Pitts. He hasn't unlocked Drake London. The offense looks, like I said, kind of like the same. Doesn't look that great. And I think that I hope this is a sign for all these teams, but there's a reason why premium quarterbacks don't become available.
No.
Right?
No.
The whole Lamar Jackson situation was BS. You know what I mean?
100%. He should have never been that low.
Yeah, like premium quarterbacks aren't available. Yeah. This guy's he's not going to save your team.
What the Rams did and what Tampa Bay were because Tom Brady and Matt Stafford were available.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Tom Brady is a Hall of Famer. Matt Stafford is very good.
In his 40s, too.
Yeah, in his 40s, yeah. But they were very good quarterbacks still. And you had teams that were primed to go on some runs, right? Mm-hmm. The Rams had come off a Super Bowl, and they just said, we are a quarterback away because we already been with this guy.
Right.
Tampa is like, we had Jameis Winston, who also happened to throw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. Yeah. So we have an offense.
Right, we have an offense. Right.
But you have to have the right quarterback on the market who's available. There was a reason the Vikings weren't fighting to keep Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. They're just like, nah, for the price he wants, we good.
Right.
We good. So why would you bring him in at that price if the team is willing to let him walk? Mm-hmm. That was the dumb decision. I always approved of them bringing in Michael Penix. That made sense to me. He was available. He is a top QB. Like I said, I think they brought him in for insurance purposes in case the wheels fell off early. Mm-hmm. We could throw him in there, but now it's like, yeah, we got to see what he's got now because Kirk ain't it. He's only here for another year, guaranteed.
And I also think they realized we're not going to win anyway.
Yeah.
If we do go to the playoffs, we're going to get knocked out in the first round anyway. So who cares? Let's just go ahead and nip this in the bud. We'll probably cut them in the offseason, right? Because we're probably won't be able to trade them. And I hope this teaches teams a lesson where it's like, don't be desperate.
Facts.
Desperation. That's you see with the Browns with Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
You're seeing it with the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
And now you're seeing it now with technically you see the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. We'll get to it later. And now you're seeing it with Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. Don't be desperate.
Yep.
Don't be desperate. If you believe, like, look at the facts.
Yeah.
Right? Be realistic about where you are.
Yep.
And act accordingly. First off, Falcons, you were not a quarterback away. You just weren't.
No.
Right? And you damn sure wasn't a Kirk Cousins quarterback away.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So draft Michael Penix, bring in a new regime, and see where that goes from there. And that should have been them. That should have been their goal this entire season.
Yeah.
The NFC South was not going to be some juggernaut team where you took an L this year, but you'll be back next year.
The quarterbacks in your division were Derek Carr, Bryce Young, and Baker Mayfield, who is the best quarterback. Mm-hmm. There were two other quarterbacks who we already knew. Derek Carr is not the guy.
As another guy.
Yeah.
Who was like the Saints. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you could see where you were. So, okay, no, we're not in a bad position. We get a young quarterback who we can build around. We leapfrog the Saints. And we don't know what the Panthers will be because we don't know what this new coach and how Bryce Young is going to be under this new coach.
Right.
So we will be the second best team in the division most likely, even though we don't have the quarterback, a veteran quarterback. Be confident in that. Be confident in what you've got, and you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. But they just weren't. I don't know why.
Yeah. So yeah, he's. What do you think is his future? Kirk Cousins.
A Russell Wilson type future.
Really?
I think that's his future. Where, like you said, I think the Falcons cut him, and he's gonna have to go somewhere else, and they'll bring him on because the Falcons are paying him, and he won't be making that much money from that team. Who would that be? Maybe the Browns. Because Deshaun Watson definitely isn't it. And we all know Jameis is a backup.
Right.
Was it the quarterback they were starting this week?
Thomas Robinson?
Yeah, Thomas Robinson. He's not a starter. So maybe the Browns go with him. Maybe the Steelers go with him. Maybe they move off Russ and bring in Kirk Cousins.
I think if they move off Russ, they're gonna try to go into Justin Fields. Yeah. I just keep Russell Wilson though.
True.
Is there any
maybe the Jets if Aaron Rodgers gets booted out?
That's the last thing he needs, another veteran.
Yeah, that's the last thing. But I could see the Jets doing something like that. Maybe Miami brings him in as a.
What about 49ers? Especially with this whole talk about Brock Purdy.
I still think Brock Purdy gets his money. He's not going to get top tier quarterback money, but I think he gets his money. I don't think the whole team had a bad year. It wasn't just Brock Purdy.
Right.
So I'm not too upset about that. But they could bring him in. I could see that. Maybe that helps him bounce back. Maybe the Kyle Shanahan magic rubs off on him, and he can have a 49ers year, then go off somewhere and have a Sam Darnold year.
Yeah. Staying with veteran quarterbacks, obviously we mentioned him earlier, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He has a show on Netflix called The Enigma, and he continues to remain one.
Yeah.
So he went up the Pat McAfee show, right, earlier in the week, and kind of went off on the media.
Sports media.
And how it's different from when he was younger, especially ESPN, the Sports Center of his youth, and how they kind of just showed the highlights. Remember the Sports Center top 10 and all this kind of stuff, and how it's different now and things that they focus on. And he went at both former players and media pundits in general, and said former players are trying to remain relevant, all the kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, naturally, it was talked about on the other platforms in ESPN, especially First Take, where a lot of former players go on there. We see Ryan Clark on there. We see Dan Orlovsky on there. We see Marcus Spears on there. We see a plethora of former NFL players. Yeah. And Ryan Clark, I think Cam Newton's on that episode too, by the way. Kind of took umbrage with it. Kind of called out Aaron Rodgers for his hypocrisy because Aaron Rodgers, contrary to popular belief, you are of the media too.
Yeah, you're a pundit.
Pat McAfee asks you questions about things that are going on. You comment on it. You are one of us.
Yep.
Just because you show up in a hoodie doesn't make it any different.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't. Okay, let's get this out the way. I don't care if you do it on a podcast, you live stream it, or if you're on television. Media is media.
Yep.
Just because yours is different. You know what I'm saying?
It's still media.
You going live from the crib or you outside with it. It's the same.
Yeah.
You comment on what's going on.
Yep.
Doesn't make you any better. Doesn't make you any worse.
Yep.
But don't become a hypocrite.
You
ain't different.
You're a part of the collective.
Right. So when you say the media, just say us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get the hypocrisy thing because he's right. You go on Pat McAfee show. You do the same thing that we do, bro.
Yep.
Just the only difference is you seem like because it's Pat. And had his own. He seems kind of separate
because he came up differently.
Yeah,
but he's still signed by ESPN.
He's still a media. It's still a media outlet. He produces media. That's what medium. It's a medium. You know what I'm saying? It's no different. You ain't some whatever. So he calls him a fraud and all these kind of stuff. Ryan Clark does. And they also I remember watching that segment. They also want him to put a name on it. Like who are you specifically talking about? It's a lot of guys in the media who are former players who talk about sport on Fox. You got Shady McCoy, and Chase Daniels, and
Manuel
Acho. You know what I mean? It's a lot of dudes on. Kurt Warner does
his
it.
Boy.
Tom Brady does it. Tony Romo. It's a lot of dudes in the media, football, who talk about it. So. Put a name on it. Who you specifically are talking about?
Who you got initially?
Edelman talks about it. Gronkowski's in the media. Yeah. It's a lot of former players. So, put a name on it, right? So Aaron Rodgers followed back, and then he on a following Pat McAfee show, and then he brought up vaccination status.
Yeah.
He wanted guys from now when you talk about me. Make sure you tell you mentioned to the audience what your vaccination status was, so that puts it in the right light. It's what Aaron Rodgers said. I'm not sure what he means by that.
Well, but I think Ryan Clark said it best, where he's like, "You're talking about something that we haven't talked about you for years."
Right.
Like that was 3 years ago at this point. The whole vaccination thing. Like we haven't brought that up in years.
Right.
So why are you bringing that up?
So then Ryan Clark makes a video kind of going about it, says he is vaccinated and all that kind of stuff. Says he isn't jealous of Pat McAfee. He's proud of what he done to Pivot, which is an Emmy-nominated sports series. And he kind of said some other things about it. You go ahead and check it out on X, about like 5 minutes long. But what's your take on this whole? I have 2 questions for you. What's your take right now on
my
this whole
take
thing
right now?
going on?
Right now, for me, it is entertaining to see, to see people on the same network, because that doesn't happen all the time. It does happen in behind the scenes. Yeah, see it like up front and center like this. It's like, wow, okay, this got y'all's.
Actually, let's go with that. I'm curious about that. How is that weird? Is that not weird?
That is weird. That is weird. Like I said, because this like if you've watched the network or there's a lot of TV shows that talk about news media. Mm-hmm. These fights happen all the time. Yeah, they happen all the time. We remember what happened with Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor. Yep, these fights happen all the time. For it to be public like this, especially for Aaron Rodgers to be on ESPN and then call out ESPN as if he's not on ESPN is weird.
How would you feel if, okay, let's say, because Aaron Rodgers, he is at ESPN, he's a guest. Yes. On Pat McAfee show.
But you getting paid by ESPN.
No. I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Pat McAfee, he's technically, the responsibility technically is on him.
That's true.
Because Aaron Rodgers is your guest.
That's true.
Right? Like if I have a house and you come to my house, right, and I invited you, but you brought somebody else and they act a damn fool, I'm gonna be mad at you because you brought them.
True.
Right?
True.
So how would you feel, like how should people at ESPN, personality wise, the suits, hey, money's money. Yeah. But how would you feel how you think they should feel about Pat McAfee and his continued relationship with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers coming on there and kind of trashing everybody?
I believe that there's some animosity there. There's probably a little bit of animosity, like, hey, bro, like he keeps coming on your show and talking bad about us. You're not gonna push back at all. Mm-hmm. Like, we're your colleagues. Like, you work with Like, you work with people on College Game Day. He's talking bad about them. He's talking bad about people that you have luncheons with and that we have meetings with. Like, that's gotta, like, if this doesn't get squashed, it could hurt Pat McAfee's relationship with ESPN. Because if enough people complain and the dollars slip and it's like, okay, your show is not doing what we need it to do, that hurts you.
So I don't think that would be a problem. Because A, I don't see his number slipping.
Yeah, I don't see him slipping.
B, I don't think the suits care, because as long as you keep making money, we don't give a damn what y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? I wonder, but I do think from a workplace atmosphere thing, it could hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
I truly believe this. If Pat McAfee ever leaves ESPN, it won't be because of ratings.
That's true.
It will be because of the working environment it's created.
True.
You know what I'm saying? True. Like, you can't, I truly believe this. It's one thing to have a guy come on your show and have a problem with something I said. Hey, we're all on television here. If I say something about anybody, they have the right to respond. It's true. Right? Yep. Once I put it out there, it can be interpreted and open for discussion. That just kind of, that's the game. Yeah. But you can't, I think it's messed up to have a guy come on and just kind of, talk bad about everybody. Yeah. And you just kind of sit there like a bump on a log. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of lame.
Well, especially if Pat McAfee wasn't attached to ESPN, this wouldn't be a problem.
It wouldn't be a problem at all. No.
That's why Shannon can get away with Cat Williams coming on his show and doing what he does. Mm-hmm. I'm not attached to anybody. This is my own show. Yeah. So I can let a guy just kind of go off and do his thing real quick and it not affect me too bad. Yeah. But like I said, you're on ESPN. You've got ties to ESPN, so that is a problem. But I think for me, for my question to you, I don't understand how this started. Right? What doesn't Aaron Rodgers get about the nature of the evolution of media? Because he complains about, SportsCenter used to do this, used to do that, used to do that. It's like, yeah, but those things don't drive people to the network anymore. Mm-hmm. So we can't keep doing that. Like, what do you think he doesn't understand about that?
Aaron Rodgers is not dumb.
Right.
He understands that. I'm not letting him off the hook. Aaron Rodgers with the cow. All right, we're not talking about some knucklehead. We're not talking about Antonio Brown here.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's smart. He's a smart dude. to me, it's simple, right? It don't matter how intelligent you are, how big you get. We're all succumb to the same stuff, the same hoovers, the same desires, the same sins, right? It doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers has an opinion about life. Just like you have one and I have one, right? When people say something that's opposite of what we like or different of what we like, most people tend to have a problem with it.
That's true.
Not too many people are like, hey, man, agree, disagree, man. Hey, live your life, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no, most people, you say something I disagree with, I got some response with it. That's just kind of like we in, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, these last couple years,
let's be clear. He's always had a problem with media.
Well, he's always had, but he's also, I'm old enough to remember, Aaron Rodgers at one point was one of the coolest dudes in the league.
That's true.
Right? The discount double checks. He was the dude dating all the celebrity chicks. Like I remember that.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was a switch between. Remember Stephen A. Smith? He's a bad man.
True.
Like I remember he was one. People cannot see it now. People used to talk about him like he used to get let off the hook all the time.
He did, yes.
People when he would perform badly in the playoffs, he how Josh Allen gets treated when his playoff performances. That's how Aaron Rodgers get treated.
True.
Coach Mike McCarthy, game passed him by. It's his fault. Man, they'll never give him a defense. Man, they ain't drafted a weapon in the first round. The Packers, it was the front office. You know what I'm saying? Brian Gutekunst, man, they ain't drafted a guy in the first round since Moby was a guppy. You know what I'm saying? So he was liked.
True.
He was he was a liked guy. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Danica Patrick, he dated her. Shailene Woodley, dated her. Olivia Munn, like damn, Aaron I remember the whole thing went down with his brother being on The Bachelor. People took Aaron's side.
It's true. Yeah.
Mind you, turns out maybe it was real because the brother's still with the girl to this day.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if people have seen like The Bachelor's track record with
with relationships.
couples.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But his brother is still with Shorty.
Yeah.
So it was some validity there. You know what I mean? But people took his side.
That's true.
How dare you go out there and put his business out there and like that's messed up because he was a liked guy. But we seen a shift in him. It kind of started with Mike McCarthy's last season with the Packers.
Yes, like 2017 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And we've kind of seen it. And then in the COVID, it just kind of like launched it even more. And I think that now I think he saw Joe Rogan and what happens when you kind of just like put your balls out there and put your beliefs out there, no matter how crazy it is, or not just Joe Rogan, but like, Joe Rogan have people on his different platforms.
Yeah.
And he saw that, there's an
audience.
You can say stuff and have beliefs
and get no blowback.
Maybe he saw it with Trump a little bit. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I'm just saying like maybe he.
I think Joe Rogan's the best example of that because it's true. Joe Rogan can have some of the smartest people in the world on his show and some of the craziest people on the world on his show. He gets no blowback.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to realize that Joe Rogan isn't like as popular as he is. He's not mainstream. You want to do this on ESPN. That's different, right? Joe Rogan's got his own thing that he has built it himself. He can do that. You can't do that on, like I said, you're gonna get blowback on ESPN. That's just gonna happen. That's not the niche market that Joe Rogan created for himself. This is the ESPN's market that you're doing this on. So it's different. And to your other point, he had to, but he's smart. You have to realize that when you start sucking, people stop liking you. Like that's just what it is.
Or they stop overlooking the other stuff.
True, yeah.
You can get away with all the other stuff till the cows come home, right? But once you start not producing, you know what? It's sort of like a relationship, right? Yeah. Once you start,
you slip up a couple times.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't like the way you speak.
Yeah. Now you do snort, man. Go in the other room. You know what I'm saying? Like why you breathe like that? Yeah. Like all that stuff starts to happen. It wasn't a problem before because everything was all right. But now everything isn't all right. Now the little things gets highlighted a little bit more. Yeah. So maybe the cockiness, the smugness, as they say. He's always been. He doesn't. Don't get it twisted. He's probably always been this stuff. Yeah. In fact, he doesn't become the quarterback he is that's going to the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Without that having that attitude about himself,
100%,
right?
yeah.
It's just when he was doing it, he was winning.
Yeah.
So what you gonna say?
Nothing. Yeah.
Right? He get into multiple NFC Championship games. He beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl MVP. You can't say anything.
No.
But now you're sticking up the joint, right?
All right.
Moved on from the Packers. They look better. They look good.
Yeah.
You know, they
fine without you.
fine out. They're gonna make the playoffs again, right? It's not like Tom Brady when he left the Patriots. We're like,
Yeah, it stinks. Yeah, this stinky over here.
Go to
Bill, what's going on?
Go to college. You know what I'm saying? like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like that. Like they full steam ahead, right?
Yep.
The Jets have stunk. You know what I'm saying? First year you was hurt, so cool.
Yep.
But all the other stuff off the court, off the field, you just can't overlook it anymore. And I think that he's not used to this level of scrutiny, and he doesn't know how to handle it. So he's fighting back, he's pushing back, but he's pushing back the same way that he's getting scrutiny.
Yeah.
So you're
right.
You're the same. You're the same.
You're the same, and it's like if I was around, I'd be like, yo, bro, just get back to playing good football, and no one will care.
Right.
Had he had a great year this year, people wouldn't be so hard.
No one would care.
Yeah.
No one would care. But you haven't played well.
Yeah. And
that's the problem. And you're mad that people are mad. Or you're mad that you're getting called out because you aren't playing well.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you don't play well, when you take a trip to Egypt, that's a problem.
Yeah.
When you don't play well, and
you call out Mike Evans out there on the field, and he goes to the Steelers, he's fine.
Mm-hmm. Or Mike Williams.
Or Mike Williams. Yeah, Mike Williams. You call out Mike Williams on a play, he goes to the Steelers, and he's just fine. We got a problem with that.
Although he's kind of disappeared again.
Kind of disappeared again, but yeah.
But it's still like the whole, even Robert Saleh getting fired. Like when all these things happen under your watch, it's a bad look because it ain't win. We only can blame so many other people.
Right.
We only can overlook so many things. Right.
Right. Nathaniel Hackett got demoted. Saleh got fired, and y'all still can barely win 2 games in a row.
At some point, dog, Mike McCarthy left you and won 3 straight seasons, 12-win seasons in Dallas, right? You know what I'm saying? Only time he really didn't win is when Dak got hurt this season and I think the COVID season. So it's like, all right, he won a championship, but damn, he wasn't done.
No, yeah.
You know, so I just think that ultimately Aaron, like, either he's going to have to get comfortable with how the media works and be comfortable with people dissecting his play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or retire.
Facts. Hey, get out of the game.
Get out the game.
Yeah.
Because this is get out the game. Because this is it.
This is it. Yeah. This is the game.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the game.
Like Rihanna say, this is what you came for.
Yep.
Moving on from that, though. Moving on to the NBA.
Yes.
It's been a hot topic.
Yes. Hot topic for weeks now.
Yeah. About the NBA viewership. So we had a discussion when my cousin Terrence was on here about NBA viewership pre-election.
Yeah. Right as the first week or first 2
week
weeks.
of school.
Yeah.
School. Jesus Christ. Oh,
you way past that, buddy.
Yeah. First week of the NBA season. About how the ratings were low. Yeah. And then nothing hasn't really changed much as we're going into that's despite the NBA Cup happening.
Yep.
And as we're going into Christmas Day games, which people are nervous about in the NBA because the NFL's on the day as well, and they got Beyonce performing. So I think we know where the viewership is going to be for that day. Yeah,
that's cheating. That's cheating. Beyonce.
I would be hella pissed. Like, damn, right? Damn, Jay.
Right.
I would be hella mad, bro. Where was she? We couldn't get her.
We couldn't get her none of these games?
Yeah, dog.
We had Fergie.
We got an outdoor game. She can perform. I don't know. She gonna be cold. I thought about that. Yeah. Damn.
Oh, no, it's at Dallas.
It's in Dallas?
I'm pretty sure she's performing.
Oh, she'll be at the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they'll be fine.
Okay. But NBA viewership is down 40% since 2012, which predates Adam Silver.
Yes.
He took over in 2014 from David Stern. So it's not like it's something that something he inherited. He just hasn't been able to
write the chart.
Right.
But I want to take it a different way.
Okay.
Everybody is talking about what's going wrong. I want to come up with some solutions. What can we see that's trending poorly that we can improve, and maybe that helps bring viewers back.
Gotcha.
And I said you start because.
So obviously my background being journalism, I'm gonna start with the production side, the TV side first. One, I want a complete and utter overhaul of the way the game is presented.
Gotcha.
And the way it's shown to fans. From pre-game shows to post-game shows to highlight, all that stuff. I want a complete and utter overhaul. It's time for a new era of voices. It's time for a new era of just visuals.
Right.
You know what I mean? The game is 2024. We should be. Imagine if Disney was still showing us cartoons the way they look like in 1950.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it should just be the game. There should be more nuance. It should be talked about differently. Like the way the NFL is broken down. I feel like when I watch NFL shows or NHL shows or MLB shows, the way they talk about the game is completely different than the way basketball. It's more like they don't dumb it down for their fans. They assume if you're watching this show,
you know
you're a fan.
Yeah.
Right?
You're a fan. Exactly.
So either a fan. So either you already know or you want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna teach you. We're gonna show you what's happening. Right? Basketball, they talk about it. They do nothing different than kind of like people in the barbershop do.
Right.
And it should be a little bit more elite than that.
Right.
So I think like I said, I've been a anti inside the NBA fan, for a long time.
It's been going that way on the online spaces. I think a lot of people who cover the NBA are definitely like, it's got to like either specifically either Shaq and Chuck got to go or the whole thing got to go.
I just think that for me, I think it's cool. Like, you know, Shaq and Chuck, they make jokes, you know, it's funny, but like we need some actual analysis. And also I tell people this, I was talking to a buddy of mine about this. We kind of went back and forth about it. And I was like, I don't think people understand the power of of the message and propaganda. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
If you're at a restaurant, right? Let's say you go to a restaurant and you've never been there before.
Yep.
And you don't really know what to eat. And you ask the person who calls, hey, what do you recommend? Or you maybe ask, what do you recommend? More than likely, whatever the person who you recommend, you're probably gonna go for that. Yeah. Right. Just like with politics, most people continue to vote down party lines. Yeah. Regardless of how they actually feel about a candidate. I grew up. I'm a Republican. I'm a vote Republican. Vote Democrat. I'm a vote Democrat. Same thing for sports. If you've been telling the audience for the last 10 plus years that this generation of basketball is bad, it sucks. These people are entitled, tattooed brats. Yeah. At some point, they're gonna agree. Yeah. Like, you know what? You're right. It's like a movie trailer that comes out. Like, oh, the movie looks dope, and then you read the online reviews, it's trash. I'll probably wait till it come on screaming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't want to pay money for that.
Everybody bashing it. I'm a chill, right? Yeah. You're not gonna. Most people are gonna go to hell with that. I'm gonna see this movie. I'm gonna see it for myself. No, you're not. You've heard something, and now you can't unhear it. Yep. Right. Yep. So I just think that it's just time for. I want new voices. As far as the on-court product, I definitely think that you have to figure out a way to emphasize individuality when it comes to teams. Yeah. I don't know how you do that. Yeah. But you have to figure out a way to
differentiate how teams.
Yeah. Operate. And the only way to do that, unfortunately, because people talk about the whole 3-point thing, is you do have to de-emphasize that shot. Yeah. You can't make that shot appear to be a better shot than the other shots. Yeah. Right? And one thing I think a lot of people don't understand is people always blame analytics. Well, it's like women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Yep. You could tell somebody till they're blue in the face, hey, this style sucks. It's not good fun for TV. But if I tell you the numbers show that these are the best shots, you can't unknow that information. Yeah. As a coach, as a GM, you can't unknowingly know that information. And not only that, you can't send your team out there ignoring that information. Yeah. If you're gonna use the information, then I need to use it too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you're gonna drive, if we're in a NASCAR race and this type of engine works, and this engine from the the 1900s doesn't work when they were first building cars, I'm gonna use this engine. It is.
If you got a Chevy engine and a Ford engine, the Chevy engine's winning. I'm taking the Chevy engine.
Right. It's like in Fast and Furious. Remember what he used that little nitro boost?
Yeah.
He used that.
Everybody using it.
Yeah. I'm using it too. I'm gonna be out here. He pressing that. He going fast.
Yeah. I'm just sick here.
I'm at the red light. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I'm gonna hit that boost too. I'm gonna do the same thing you do. Yeah. So I think that it's tough to tell coaches to not ignore the information when they know this information is based off actual data. Yeah. The threes and dunks and layups are the best shots on the basketball court. Yep. Therefore, in order to get the optimized winning, we're going to emphasize these shots in our offense the best. Yep. So you have to, if you're the NBA, you have to figure out a way to you got a way to skew the numbers, so to speak.
Yeah.
By defiazing the three. So push it back, make it further.
Either push it back. I mean, they did it before. You change defensive rules. So maybe you bring back hand checking.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, all right, I can't just let you live out here on the three. I got to get you to move. Maybe you bring it back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do agree that something has to change in that regard. I still also think, on your media point, we've got to figure out a way, because they haven't figured it out yet. And I think they're the only sport that suffers from it is they rely on superstars.
Yes.
Like, I think they're the only sport that really relies on superstars. And they've got to figure out a surefire way to keep churning them out, because that's what drives them. We saw it with Jordan. There was a dip. People claim it didn't exist. It was there.
It exists. Yep.
It existed. Then LeBron
both
comes,
times he retired.
Yep. LeBron comes, shoots back up. We are on the tail. Everyone knows it. We're on the tail of LeBron, and we haven't found the next.
That whole era, LeBron, Steph,
Yeah.
Harden, KD, that whole era, yeah.
Yeah, okay, there's a lot of superstars there. Yeah, and we haven't built up new ones. They've got to figure it out in that regard. And maybe that's to your point of we need media members out here pumping them up.
Yeah.
Pump the stock, baby.
I think people understand, like, and this is my problem inside the NBA on TNT is you're the pregame show.
Yeah.
Your job is to elevate the product that we're about to watch.
Yeah.
Why are you shitting on it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, imagine going before a movie in the studio. Hey, like, imagine going before a movie and then Warenberg going, "Yo, this movie sucks. Don't watch it." You leave the theater.
Oh hell yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It doesn't help the theater. They want if it's up to every movie theaters, Marcus theaters, every movie will be
the greatest movie ever.
You gotta come see it. This is the only way for you to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You gotta see it twice actually. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't behoove them to trash movies. Just does it. So I'm like, why are you're a part of the problem.
Yeah.
You're the 13th reason why. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people need to understand that. One thing I talked about this in my head. You know how there's like a 3 seconds in the paint or whatever?
Yeah.
Maybe you have a 3-point rule now. Maybe guys.
So maybe only like 2 players above the break.
Maybe one or
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe,
like an offside.
Yeah. Maybe only a hand. Maybe like you can only be out there on a perimeter for like so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I get the 3-point because it clogs the lane. But maybe like you can be out there, bro, for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And you gotta move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta move. You gotta touch in. I don't care if you gotta gut in and go out. You gotta do something.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just
you gotta live somewhere else on the court.
You can't just sit in the corner.
Yeah.
You gotta move. You know what I'm saying? We want action. We want movement. So like, because imagine if that was a rule when Harden was for Houston.
Oh my God.
Then he wouldn't be able to just dribble because then, hey, this PJ Tucker was left in the corner for 20 seconds or 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Turnover. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it would emphasize moving the basketball, and I think that would help the game.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Another rule that we could do, because I like that one a lot.
Also, I think when it comes to referees, you gotta let refs know that, okay, yes, we have rules.
Yes.
All right, we have rules, but then it's okay. It's sort of like the police. Yeah, we have rules, bro.
I'm gonna let you off with a warning.
But damn it, dog! Like you
gotta enforce everyone.
You could have let let the slide, dog. There was no, but it was he had the hand sign to walk, but there was no cars coming.
Yeah,
he can let him. He was fine. He was not gonna get hit. He was fine. Let that slide, dog.
Yeah,
let it slide. Let it slide, y'all.
Yeah,
let it slide. These rules are only to be enforced when like.
It's egregious.
It's egregious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
when we see an obvious flop,
call it. Right? For a guy like backflips into the stands, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, like let something like if a guy got hit, but it didn't really affect anything.
Yeah, let it slide.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Like let the defense have some fun out there.
Facts.
Let them play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I said, we don't want to go back to the days we was wrestling on the court.
Yeah, that's not basketball.
That's not basketball.
That's not basketball. No.
But if I grab the arm a little bit but let go, I wasn't trying to rip his arm away.
Yeah.
I said, oops, my bad. Let it go.
Yeah.
It's cool. He still made the shot anyway. It's fine.
So I think like you gotta let refs know that your job is to
don't let the game get out of hand.
Yes.
That's what a referee's job is.
Yes.
Is don't let the game get out of hand. Don't let people just get away with BS. Like if you see some BS, then you call it.
Don't dictate the game, monitor the game.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's probably a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Right? Don't go out there and like if a guy look at it, if a guy dunks on somebody and stares him down,
it's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. Let it.
Because you call a tech when a dude's like, I'm gonna kill your family. It's, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. That's a tech. All right. Calm yourself.
Right. But other than that, like let them play.
Yeah.
Let them play. Because one thing we're noticing is an evolution of not just basketball and sports is as the years go on, as the decades go on, everybody gets smarter.
Yep.
Right. Guys adapt more quickly. So guys in this generation have adapted to the rules.
Yep.
They've adapted to the style of play. Right. So now, yeah, they're going to shoot a lot more threes. Yeah, they're going to fly more. They're going to do whatever this more because this is what they've seen and this is what they know works. Right. So you kind of got to reverse engineer some of those things. And it's okay. I don't care. I know people get Adam Silver a lot of crap for like the All-Star changes, the NBA Cup and all that. It is okay to try stuff.
100%.
You did it in college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Stacy.
It's okay to change things.
Yeah.
If somebody, I'll be honest with you, if Adam Silver said, you know what, man, to hell with all this BS, no more threes. Hey, we gotta try. Hey, look. Hey,
I'm
try
fine
something.
Yeah,
they
try
did it before.
Yeah.
Bro, they outlawed dunks back in the day.
Facts.
They said, hey, at Luau Center, it was Luau Center at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, it's too easy for him.
Yeah.
Him, Wilton, all these dudes.
Yeah.
It's too easy. We gotta. It's not enough for these dudes that exist on the court. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah.
So no dunks.
No dunking. No dunking.
No dunks. You gotta figure out another way to score. You know what I mean?
That's how you get a sky hook.
Right. So it just you got to figure out how to do stuff like that.
There is no point in trying to preserve something that's not working.
Exactly.
Right? Like people want to preserve the game as it is, but if it's not working,
as it was,
but if it's not working, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's no reason to cling to something that we don't need to cling to.
And also, just because this doesn't work, it doesn't prove the past stuff worked too. I'm born in mid '90s. Born in '95. Started watching basketball in the 2000s. That era was the ISO era. That was not a fun era to watch.
That was not a fun era. No.
It was not fun to watch.
No.
Stephon
Marbury.
One guy. Now, okay. Like there were okay. The only player who I enjoyed who did that was kind of like Gilbert Arenas when he was with the Wizards. But other than that, it was not fun to watch these because you knew ultimately they would lose to the team. You knew they would lose to the Spurs.
Even Kobe, who people love, those ISO eras with Kobe. It was not fun. That was not fun.
No.
It was fun if you're a Lakers fan.
It was fun for Kobe.
Yeah.
That's why he wanted to go. That's why he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
This shit. No, I'm sick of no. Fuck this. I'm gonna go to Chicago. I can't do this no more. He was sick of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so it's like that. I don't want to romanticize that era either. Like there has to be a happy medium of, you know what? It's simple, and this goes to every NBA team.
Yep.
This is your star player.
Yep. What does he do best? That's your style. Yep.
So if it's a big, if it's a wing,
Y'all
if
live
it's
in
a
a
guard, you figure out how to build around that.
Yep.
Right? So if your best player is DeMar DeRozan and he lives in the mid-range, you need to figure out a way
to make that work.
And to highlight that and emphasize that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Don't just tell DeMar.
Yeah. A great example of that is this year with the Bucks, Giannis. Because he's now got shooters around him, guess what he's not doing? Mm-hmm. Shooting threes.
Yeah.
We don't need Giannis shooting threes. Where we need him? In the paint. Mm-hmm. And it's working. Mm-hmm. And the Bucks look really good because of it.
Yeah.
To your example.
But you don't need everybody to shoot three. You don't need it. Force, how about this? This team may shoot threes. How about you force them to adjust to your style?
Yeah.
How about you make your style more efficient?
Yeah. How
about you enhance your style?
If you're good in the half court, be better in the half court. Mm-hmm. Become better in the half court. Not everybody has to be an up and down, running down team.
Yeah.
Where do we live? We live in the half court sets.
I always think about that Bleacher Report series when I used to do Game of Zones.
Oh yeah.
And the one I think it was like episode 1 when Mike D'Antoni first got to Houston, and he was like, and James Harden was like talking about what about defense, and he was like half the defense. D'Antoni said we're gonna half the defense and double the offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our eyes got big. It's like, well, you're our best player.
Yep.
You're offensive oriented.
Yep.
We're not gonna be a defensive team. That's just probably not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like because most teams take on the
identity of their best player. Yeah.
So if you out there kind of like ole, we
gonna be out there.
You know what I'm saying?
But we gonna get it right back on.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just like with the Suns, right?
Yeah.
Steve Nash, push it, bro.
Yep.
We're gonna outrun them up and down the court. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think that's another thing the teams need to get their own identity. I think that may help as well.
Would that have to change a coaching mindset? We have to get coaches who are willing to do that, and organizations who are willing to let coaches do that.
Yeah. You gotta figure out the free thinkers. You gotta figure out. It's like at the NFL. One thing the people I think underestimated about the pass happy era, but the NFL was a lot of innovative coaches that came in during that time as well. So to help the game open up as well. You know what I mean? You can loosen up the rules all day long, but if you still got coaches who want to pound the rock, it won't matter.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So just like you got right now, you got the Shanahans and the McVays and the O'Connells.
Yep.
Those guys need to be more in the NBA as well. Let them free think. Let them do what they do. Let them look at the court as a blank canvas and let them paint. Let them go to work, right? Because what this guy may paint may be different what this guy sees, right? What Keith Haring sees and what maybe is different what Basquiat sees,
right?
What's different what Salvador Dali sees. Let them go to work. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Let Picasso do what he do. Right? Don't try to beat what he already does.
Yeah, don't make Picasso a sculptor. Yeah, he's not that.
Right? Or don't let Keith Haring and Basquiat do the same thing because we already have him.
Yeah,
we don't need you to do what he does. Yeah. He already exists. Right? Nike, they already got their thing. Adidas, you do something different. Right? So come up with these little weird alien looking shoes. Yeah, it's weird, but it's different.
It's different. Yeah,
it's different. Try something different. I don't mind that. Anyway, that's probably all we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Oding. You can follow me on Facebook at Bryce Oding, Bryce Quintel.
From on Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, you didn't hear from the horse and mouth less as we told you. And we out. Peace. And Merry Christmas, too.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, yeah.
Because by the time this comes out, it
will be Christmas. It will be Christmas Eve? Day before Christmas Eve?
Like, this will be our last episode. We're keeping this on, by the way. Yeah. This will be our last episode before Christmas. Oh, yeah. So when they see this, this will technically be our Christmas episode.
That's true.
Because our next one will be our New Year's episode.
That's true.
So that's what I said. Again, if I was really interrupted, Merry Christmas. That's it, though.